Hey everybody, my name's Joe.
I'm also Joe.
Welcome to our 36th episode recap of the last 5 games we played. This week we're doing Tom and Jerry, Wayne's World Toys, Super Ninja Boy, and the Terminator. And we're just going to jam right into this nonsense with Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is just your standard platformer fare, actually. Based on the Tom and Jerry cartoon from back in the day.
Watching the screen, I forgot that happened. And I know exactly why I sat there, because I was laughing at it.
Graphically speaking, I think the game's okay. It's not amazing by any stretch, but solid looking on the graphics front.
I agree.
It represented the source material very well, much like we said about like the Roadrunner and the Bugs Bunny games.
Very cartoony, which is what Tom and Jerry was.
Yep, very, very. The levels, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Music and sound. Sound and music were both fine, yeah. Nothing to write home about, but nothing to complain about. The gameplay, some of the levels, I remember we got lost in the junkyard level for a hot minute.
Yeah. It was a bit of a maze.
Yeah, and every level is just like the Roadrunner one. At the end of the level, you have to fight Tom.
I forgot I used cheats.
Oh, you just cheat.
The infinite jump.
Nah, I don't even remember. I don't know. The game was okay. There was no real big issues with it. We both gave it a thumbs up, yeah.
Yeah. I think Tom and Jerry is a good example of cartoon games, because some of these cartoons are super over the top and wacky.
Yeah, this one
and it's like frying pans. I think
this is a weird level right here.
I think that benefits its transition to becoming a video game, similar to Tiny Toons.
They can be wacky and it's totally fine. Popcorn hurts you for God knows what reason. And Tom always had these big, crazy looking contraptions at the end of each level, which I'm pretty sure we're going to see Tom here in a second if we just wait, maybe. Because this was like the area right before the first fight with Tom, I think. Mm-hmm. There was, I think, 3 areas before each Tom fight. Something like that. And this one, Tom's behind a movie theater stage, dropping like sandbags on you and stuff. It was kind of neat. I know we're just filling dead space here, but there we go. Come on, let's see Tom. So here you're backstage. Boom, there goes a sandbag. Now Tom is this massive character, like hiding behind these crates, and it took us a minute to figure that out. It kind of
makes sense, though.
Yeah, I mean,
you're playing as Jerry, and
Tom's a giant cat. Compared to you, he is massive. Yeah. Come on, get over there. Let's go see. There he is. Bang, he's got that weird hand sitting there pulling on the ropes. But that's it. Yeah, I mean, the game was more than playable. It was a fine game. No arguments.
Yeah.
Would I say rush out and get it? No, but it's worth giving a shot if you run across it. I'm sure it's dirt cheap. So, but Tom and Jerry, not a bad game.
Yep.
Wayne's World. We had been waiting for this one because
unfortunately a step in the opposite direction.
Very, very opposite. We were forced to play this for Extra Life a couple years ago, and it was not good then, and unsurprisingly, it was also not good now.
Yeah.
We did watch the movie for this. I mean, Wayne's World, the movie, was okay. It's definitely a product of its time. It doesn't really hold up very well now. This is another platformer game that is not good. Not good at all.
I know I can't really think of a good way to explain this, because
it's trash.
It tries to emulate the movie,
right? And it doesn't at all.
And it's
swing
so bad. Like, it takes sound clips from the movie, turns them to I'm not even sure if it's 16-bit. It doesn't sound 16-bit.
It's as 16-bit as you could get, but it's really badly done.
It is bad. Something we could never figure out was the double jump.
Yeah. All right, so
supposedly are getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah.
Graphically speaking, the game's actually not that atrocious. Like,
I don't like his head, but that's it.
See, I kind of like the head because it's dumb. That's okay. The music in the game was okay. The other sound effects were just annoying and grating.
Specifically,
his guitar.
I was gonna say the high Wayne.
Oh yeah, hi Wayne. or showing.
No, it was the girl that was obsessed with him.
Oh yeah, his ex-girlfriend. Highway.
Yeah,
and there's like a million of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about her. She was terrible. Gameplay was bad. It's just really repetitive levels. Very uncontrollable jumps.
That's really it. It's just repetitive levels.
It wasn't
bad
good.
level design.
It wasn't fun to play like at all.
No, we did. I say we got to level 4, but Trey and I got to level 4 during Extra Life. You and I only got to level 2, I think. I'm not even sure how Trey and I got to level 4 during Extra Life.
Because when we were playing it, we got stuck in level 2. Or no, we level skipped, didn't we? Because we were at the bar. It's like level 4 or 5.
I don't know.
It was...
All I know is when we loaded the save state from Extra Life, we were way further in than we had been. But the problem was we were getting stuck at this jump that couldn't be completed. And when you looked it up, that was the direction you had to go.
Yeah, so they're like, you have to double jump.
There
and we're like,
has to be a way to jump higher or to double jump. Yeah. And nothing we tried worked.
Yeah, we don't know if that was an emulation issue or what. Look, the game is terrible. Don't play it. It is. It just is.
It is.
It is an awful game.
Not a good game.
If you had fond memories of Wayne's World from back in the day, then unfortunately this will not endear itself to you by any stretch of the imagination. Next up is the movie game tie-in Toys. Toys is a movie with Robin Williams where he tried to take over his father's toy company because his uncle took it over and was making weapons out of it.
Worse than Wayne's World. My opinion. I think this was worse. Because here's the thing about Wayne's World. At least it had levels and, creative enemies. This was literally... and it tried to keep in with the storyline of the movie, I'm pretty sure. But you would walk into an area. You would have to kill all of the toys guarding these cameras. And then the carnival game where you have to shoot water in, like, the clown's mouth. You had to do that with the camera. And you also had to make sure its eyes were closed. Otherwise, it would blow up and kill you. But that's it. You
get all these weird toys to walk around and use.
You find these toys that you run out of eventually.
Yeah.
And you have to kill all of the toys. They're all of the weapons, whatever.
Graphically, they tried to do something unique, and I can appreciate that, but it does look terrible. The sound was terrible. It was mediocre, I guess. It wasn't the worst sound effects we've ever heard. It was kind of just as great as Wayne's World, though. It was just repetitive.
Yeah.
The gameplay was atrocious. You controlled poorly. These toys move in all these randomized pattern directions. There's one of the cameras you can see. Here comes the water gun thing. So yeah, you have to shoot the camera, but you have to like hit the red light to open the camera, and then you have to shoot the camera. It's awful. It's not. Ugh.
It's not good.
No, it wasn't good. It's not worth playing. It's not worth fighting. It's not worth doing anything with.
Nope. Definitely a 2 thumbs down game.
Yeah, definitely a double thumbs down game, unfortunately. That's 2 of those. And we're not done yet. Next up was a surprise for both of us. Super Ninja Boy. This was a...
The other person isn't even on screen.
A mashup, I guess, of... It was like a mashup of Final Fantasy mixed with the Mystical Ninja, or Goemon is what that Mystical Ninja is called in Japan. It's the Goemon games. And so it's a 2-player RPG, which was really kind of neat because you had to run across a co-op RPG from back in the day. Mm-hmm. Now, I know there was at least one other one on the Super Nintendo, Secret of Mana. But this one's 2-player co-op straight from the start. You had to bring me back to life. That's what it was. That's why I was missing. And you walk around trying to basically find all these quests and do all these things, just like in Final Fantasy. But when you get into combat, it's a Mystical Ninja style platformy death thing. So it's kind of like this weird up-down view. Yeah, it's not. It's not isometric.
It's not top down. It's not isometric, but it is this like
semi 3D ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've played Castle Crashers or any game similar to that, it's kind of like that view.
Yes, it is very much the same view as like Castle Crashers.
Especially because your characters are still 2D, but they also have to go back and forth on the 3D plane.
And the fights weren't actually very hard at all.
Oh no, they were super
except
easy.
for the dragon that took us forever to figure out. We had to spin kick him to death. So you do get a bunch of different items, a bunch of different weapons. The music was good. The graphics were totally okay. My only issue with this game, so the fact that it is an RPG, means it's a long game.
You're forgetting to mention the best part of the game, which was the training areas.
Why? Why was that the best part?
It was it was like a triple genre type thing, right? It was the RPG.
Okay.
It was the combat system, which was kind of like Mystical Ninja.
Yeah.
And it was also kind of like Mystical Ninja, where there were 3 places we encountered it. It became a platformer.
Yes, there was very much platforming.
Now, the platforming was difficult.
Yeah.
I think it was easily, like, by far the most fun part of the game.
Yeah, the platforming areas were pretty entertaining because we died a lot, and it's hilarious. It was fun dying.
You can also pick up your friend.
You can pick up the other person and throw them. Yeah. It's an RPG, which means it's a long game, which means we're never going to give it its due. But because it wasn't a menu-based RPG, it's not like, this player, what do you do? Fight. How do you fight? Sword. Next player, how do you fight? Fight. How do you fight? Magic. You know, it's not click, 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 click. It's more like Double Dragon. You run around and punch people and spin kick them and knock them and throw them in holes. And it was actually pretty entertaining that way. It was a surprise to us. We actually both enjoyed it. And while we're never going to probably go back and play it again, I think if you like RPGs, if you like finding a game that's a co-op thing to do with, you know, a little brother or something back when you were a kid, then you probably liked this game. And I can understand why people would. So we did enjoy it. We enjoyed our time with it. We gave it 2 days.
It's by far one of the most enjoyable RPGs that we've played.
Yes, without
if
question.
Not the most enjoyable one.
Yeah, 2-player co-op goes a long way, I think, to making a game like this more entertaining to us. So thumbs up for me.
Yep, thumbs up for me.
So 2 thumbs up. So thus far we're 2 up, 2 down, 2 down, 2 up. And the Terminator. Terminator is a run and gun game, sort of similar to Contra-ish, I guess.
It's similar to Contra in the sense that you crouch and look up.
And shoot constantly.
That's it.
It is bad. The graphics are pretty rough here. I mean, you can see the Terminator units look like terrible. Your guy looks like just a bunch of mushy pixels. There's really no definition there. The background is also pretty bland. Even in level 2, it gets very, very bland. The sound
is garbage.
There are no options in this game. There's no easy, medium,
mode.
difficult. There's no adjusting the
There's
values.
the title screen and you hit start and it starts. That's it.
Your gun is a very repetitive just over and over and over again. And you have to shoot basically nonstop. And you do get some other weapons, grenades and some missiles. The grenades are useful, but you have to be standing stock still to use a grenade.
You can't crouch, you can't be looking up, you can't be jumping. You have to be not moving, and you hit A and you throw your grenade. That's it. Which makes them useful against basically one character.
One enemy thus far in the game. When you jump, your character makes a boing. He's like, boing! And it's like, what the is that? It doesn't make any sense. There is music, but it's super quiet. And you can't hardly hear it through any of the game, and it's just ridiculous.
It is very much overpowered by your gun.
Very much. And it's not even just overpowered by the gun. It's quiet to start with. You can't hardly hear it when you're not shooting the gun. But when you start shooting the gun, you can't hear it at all. The game is very difficult. There are a lot of enemies. The levels are very, very long. You only get 4 hits. And when you die, you start all the way back at the beginning. There are no continues. So when you die, you die. There are no passwords, no saves, no nothing. Hot garbage.
there is a cheat code that allows you to get.
My God.
Yeah,
the saving grace.
It gives you 99 grenades, 99 rockets,
9 lives.
9 lives.
And the bulletproof vest.
And it gives you a bulletproof vest, which
is an extra hit.
1 hit.
For 1 bullet specifically. If you run into an enemy, you still take a hit.
1 throwable.
Yeah, one
because it doesn't protect you from grenades. It doesn't protect you from getting walked into.
Yeah, a projectile. Protects you from a projectile. We got to level 3 in this, which was the only different thing, and that was like you're driving a car forward, kind of like a rail shooter almost.
Well, there was the other car driving one that you did.
Oh, that was the boss though. That wasn't a
guess.
level. It was just the boss fight. But yeah, you jump in the back of a truck and there's a plane flying around. You're like aiming this big, 50 cal machine gun at it. It was very difficult as well.
But the other driving one sucked. The worst.
Yeah. You have to drive
the worst.
You have to drive. It's whatever the classifies as 200. You got to get from 200 to 0. There's a cop car behind you. You're driving against traffic for shit knows what reason. There's signs all over the place in the middle of the road. And yeah, the closest you got was like 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, never got there.
It's even worse because it removes all sound from that level.
Yeah, you can't hear.
Your gun doesn't make noises. You rarely make explosion noises when your car blows
dies.
up.
Yeah, you do occasionally get like a kaboom sound.
To be fair, it's the only time we were ever able to actually listen to the music.
Yep.
But
it was also still super quiet. Yeah.
The worst part of that level, I think, is not the damage everything does, because the cop car behind you that shoots at you does a bit of damage.
Okay.
You can deal with it. You run into signs, whatever, it's more damage, you can deal with that. You run into cars, it's damaged. But, that's all. You can deal with that. The problem comes from when you get hit, it shoves you into a direction. Specifically, the cop car behind you, whenever it shoots you... It pushes you whatever direction it's shooting.
Yeah.
So, good luck ever hitting it again once it pushes you out of range of hitting it, because you will not hit it again for a while, and it will likely drive you straight into traffic.
And you'll die. Yeah. This was a bad game. It was another one that was not fun at all. Having to start every time you die from the beginning if you weren't save stating. And it didn't give you enough power-ups to get through the levels. There's so many enemies, dude. And a lot of blind jumping in this. In the second level, you're jumping around on rooftops of buildings. And there's just a lot of blind falls that you have to... You don't have to do them, I guess. And I guess if you played the game 100% correctly the way they intended it, you probably wouldn't. But who's going to manage that? Like, we blind jumped all over the damn place trying to figure out where we were even trying to go. It's poor level design.
Not even mentioning the helicopters.
Oh god, there's like a million little mini boss.
It's like
helicopters.
A mini boss helicopter in the middle of this level. Yep, it prevents you from jumping.
Yep, can't move left or right. Locks you there. It's just like what?
You can look up and you can crouch. That's it.
Yeah,
and you can shoot.
Bad game design. Bad game. 2 thumbs down. Terminator. So that's it, man. Tom and Jerry 2 up. Worth playing. Wayne's World. No. Toys. No. Super Ninja Boy. If you're into RPGs. Terminator.
Nope.
Axe it. Dead. Terrible game. Don't play it. That's it, guys. Thanks for tuning into our 36th review. Joey's moving away to college tomorrow. We're recording this on January 3rd. So Joey will be gone at this point, and we'll see how we operate the show in the future. So if you're stuck with us this far and you're still, checking us out and everything, we appreciate it very much. And, we'll see you guys later, and we'll figure out what we're doing down the road. So thanks a lot. Pray that 2021 is a better year. Have a good one, guys.
See you guys.